Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Screw Review, bringing you a new podcast from my segment called The Super Sentai Review. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slow in case you don't understand it. Also, I try to do my best not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will retain to adult language. Once again, I'll say it again. If you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will retain to adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then you should go to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else up to let's get into today's episode of Zenkaiger. So basically, the episode sounds like this: we see Professor Aigen, in his lab, and we see Stacy on the table in Professor Aigen's lab, and he just woke up. So Professor Aiken was like, oh, you finally woke up, Stacy. So anyway, and Stacy is like, what the hell happened? So basically, you got to think about Kaido and the Zenkaiger and Zenkaiger and Kaido defeated you, and basically you were badly hurt. So basically, I had to. Lucky for you, I was able to save your life. So basically, and also I made some upgrades to your. I also gave you a few upgrades as well. So basically, Stacy's decided to go take his upgrade to test out his new upgrade against Kaido and the other Zenkaiger, including two Kaigers. So anyway, meanwhile, we see Kaido, making deliveries from his grandma's store he was just coming out of this place after a delivery of candy goods to this office and whatnot. So anyway, when he came outside and about to hop on his bike and leave the area, he saw Stacy came up, walk up to Kaido, and Kaido was happy that that Stacy was okay and alive. So basically, Kaido felt bad that about what he did to Stacy, but he had no choice but to do what he do. So anyway, basically, Kaido was hoping that Stacy, like it's Stacy's new outfit, but Kaido was hoping that maybe Stacy decides to lead the bad guys. But Stacy made it clear that once again he wanted to fight Kaido, and wanted to fight Kaido, and he wanted to fight Kaido, and didn't declare that he was leaving the bad guys. Meaning the bad guy's side. So basically, Kaido was hesitant to fight Stacy, but Stacy transformed into his Stacy Caesar form, and this time he had to upgrade. So basically, he has a shield now, and he had a rocket launcher on his wrist, a wish for rocket launcher on his wrist and whatnot. So basically, used against Kaido. So basically, Kaido had no choice but to walk out to protect himself, and so Kaido did start to fight back against Stacy, and basically got the upper hand against Stacy, but he hesitated to take down Stacy when he had the chance, because he knows that Stacy is friends with his grandma, so basically he hesitated to take down Stacy. So anyway, basically Stacy got the upper hand in the fight. So anyway, the others showed up, and Stacy decided to let's settle this some other time, and I'll deal with you and the others deal with the others later. So basically, before he left, he did manage to kick the others' ass before he left, though. So anyway, Kaido was kind of okay, but with a few bruises, with a few cuts and bruises from fighting Stacy. So anyway, the others took him back to the shop to, took him back to the shop to clean up his rooms and whatnot, and we see Zox hiding in the background, so the whole fight went down, and didn't get anything. He just watched Kaido and Stacy do it out, and not listen a finger. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the Kento Dynasty Palace, King Walker was happy that Stacy got the upper hand against the Zenkaigers, and King Walker gave Stacy a lot of praise and credit, but Professor Archie made it clear that it was my genius that gave Stacy, is my teachers that helped me upgrade it, helped me upgrade Stacy's body and whatnot, and gear and whatnot. So basically, why Professor Eisen was trying to get some credit for it, to improving Stacy, Stacy's father, Kurt Baskin, was like, what's his hands, like, you think you're the shit now. So basically, you should, was hating on his own son. Kurt Baskin was hating on his own son that, you thinking that you got the boss's praises, but you're thinking you're the shit now. So anyway, while that was going on, we see Kaido and the others look like they was having. I think they was having either lunch or was it dinner. I believe it's not clear in the episode what meal they was having, because we couldn't see outside the store. I believe it was lunch, so basically they were having lunch. So basically, having lunch. So basically, Kaido's grandma was like, what happened to you, Kaido? Was wondering why he got these cuts and bruises all over his face. So basically, Boone told him that, he just got into a fight with Stacy and didn't say anything else, because Kaido's grandma still doesn't know that Stacy is a bad guy, and also doesn't know that Stacy's real name is Stacy. And so basically, Kaido's grandma knows him as, knows Stacy as Shidashi. So basically, a nickname that, that Stacy introduced himself to Kaido's grandma. So basically, Stacy is Kaido's grandma was was kind of mad at Kaido and also mad at Stacy for you guys fighting, or for you guys fighting. Before you guys start fighting. So basically, the hope is the next time I do see Stacy, I do see him, I'm gonna have that long. You, me, and him. It's gonna have a long conversation together and try to get you boys to get along. So anyway, basically, Kaido started to feel even bad because he felt bad to lying to his grandma about the truth about Stacy being a bad guy, working to being a bad guy. So anyway. Meanwhile, back at Professor Isaac's lab, we see Stacy walking to lab, and he saw the pod. He saw the pod with Kyle's mother in the middle of the lab, and Professor Isaac was touching some buttons on his computer, and he's like, what the hell? And Stacy noticed that is Kyle's mother from the picture that Kaido's grandma saw him, and he didn't want to say, he didn't say anything about knowing who she was. So basically, Professor Eisen was like, alright, when you were badly injured, I needed some human blood and to help to save you. So basically, I used this scientist that we that we require from our dimension to help save your life, and also and took some knowledge from her to help you out and help you with your upgrades as well. So basically, Professor Icon, press a button on his computer screen, and the power kind of mother went back into the ground, into the ground floor of his laboratory, and Professor Icon left the laboratory, and that's when Stacy born the part of Stacy's of Kyler's mom back from the ground floor, and he started to reverse the hyper cryo sleep of the pod. That way, Kyler's mother can wake up once the process is reversed. Kyler's mom can wake up, and basically, and try and get her the chance to escape from Professor Isaac. So anyway, meanwhile, somewhere in the plot, we see Kaido with Zuran somewhere. I believe this might be the next day. The next day, we see Kaido and Zuma in the park, on the trains, talking, and Kaido was thinking about telling Grandma the truth about Stacy, and Doc showed up, aka Two Characters showed up, and Zuma both agreed that would be a bad idea. So basically, Doc figured that if you love your grandma that much, I think that you should not tell her the truth about Stacy, and Ewan agreed with Stacy about that. So anyway, Stacy showed up, and this time he debuted some new Sentai gears, some new Dark Sentai gears, and summoning these evil Zord copy version of Zuran and Gown. So basically, he summoned these evil copy Zord versions of Zuran and Gown, and these evil Zord versions can find together and form a dark version of Zenkaiger, the Zenkaiger Megazord. So basically, Zox transport into Two Kaiser and summon his Megazord to deal with the dark Zenkaiger Megazord, while Kaido and the others deal with Stacy. But Kaido was still hesitant about battling Stacy, so basically Kaido's head was not fully into battling Stacy. So the others showed up, and basically they all morphed up, and Stacy summoned evil copy ranger version of Alfred Max and Super Goshen Red. So to keep the others busy while he was fighting Kaido. So basically Kaido was hesitant to fight back against Stacy, and Stacy said that is she gonna do anything to achieve your goals? And once Stacy said that to Kaido, and that's when Kaido had a flashback about when he was young with his parents, that don't let anybody or anyone to stop you from achieving your goals. So basically, and that's when Kaido was like, you know what, you're right, Stacy. So basically, I ain't gonna let anything or anyone stop me from my goal. So basically, I still hope that one day that you become a good guy, and join us. But to now, I can't let you stop my goals. I can't let you stop my goals for protecting my world and attacking my world, and one day saving my parents. So basically, Kaido transformed into Sukumo and started to battle Stacy, and started to battle, in his Sukumo, and started to fight Stacy, and started to fight Stacy after him and the others took down the fake evil copies of Alpha and Max, and Super Goshen Red. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the laboratory, Kaido's mom finally woke up from the pod, and she tried to she was trying to free her husband, but unfortunately, Professor Eisen came back to the lab, and Kylo's mom was unable to free her husband from his pod. So basically, with no other choice, with Professor Eisen chasing her, he had no choice but to flee to Professor Eisen's lab and whatnot. So anyway, meanwhile, things were getting very serious. Was getting very serious against the fight between Kylo and the others versus Stacy, and basically Stacy so basically after using a Car Ranger to get a upper hand against Stacy. Stacy was about to use a new weapon to get the upper hand against Kaido and the other Zenkaigers. And that's when the Foot Soldier stopped Stacy from using his new weapon. He said that Professor Eisen said he needs you, that he had in the Stacy part escaped. So basically, escaped his lab and used the gate to escape from the palace. So basically, the gate that leads to the palace is in the other Zenkaigers. No, basically in Zua and the other parallel world and whatnot. So anyway, blah blah blah. So basically Stacy is like, alright then. He told the Foot Soldier that I'll be with you in a moment. So anyway, and kind of like, the weapon that the Foot Soldier was talking about who escaped wasn't my mother? Yes. So basically the weapon that escaped from the palace is your mother, and that's it. And that's what Stacy. That's all that Stacy said, and he just left. So basically, after helping, after Stacy left, he went to go help Zox out, and together they combined and formed the Zenkaiger Megazord to try to take down the evil Doc Zenkaiger Megazord. But it didn't go very well. The Megazord was able to deflect the attack, affect the Zenkaiger Megazord attack back at it, and left the battlefield. And so basically, kind of figured maybe his mother used the gateway to come back home, and and he went to go back to his grandma's shop to see his mother was there, but he was not there, and she was not there. So basically, Sashin told Kai's grandma about his mother, about his mother, got free, but he wasn't there. So basically, Kaido was looking around the whole neighborhood, looking for his mother, and the episode ended with Kaido looking at the sunset, at some bridge, at some cross street bridge, yelling at the sunset, looking at his mother, and that's how the episode ended. With Kaido yelling for his mother and staring at the sunset, and this is how the episode ended. So anyway, this was a good episode of Zenkaiger. So anyway, this was a very good episode of Zenkaiger. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it just okay? Please let me know with the comments of this podcast. So anyway, like always, this is CT Michael from Street Review signing off. 1,